Hey everyone, this is Jill, and this is my resource guide, and I'm doing mine on social emotional development. I wanted to start out by talking about what typical emotional development looks like. Something I want to mention is that this might be called SEL in some places. That would stand for social emotional learning, just another way of saying it, and I want everyone to be familiar with those. Kind of shortcuts that we sometimes use in the classroom or other places. In infancy, you're going to see basically crying or fussing or being content. Brand new babies either are happy and asleep or not happy and crying or fussing. As they get older, babies, they'll start to laugh and giggle, they'll smile, they'll frown, and they'll continue to cry when they're unhappy as a way of communication. Something I really liked that I read in our book said emotional expression is a fundamental aspect of communication. And I think that is really true no matter the age we're talking about. By 18 months, children show a full range of emotions. That means frustration, anger, embarrassment, feeling shy, feeling proud, feeling shame, happy, sad. All of those things can be shown, and that's pretty powerful to see in such a little person. And well, they're small, those feelings are still real, and I think that's an important thing that we remember, that we still honor them. And as a child grows, we're going to see their language develop, and as that happens, we're going to see their expression of emotion kind of change and develop with that as well. Ways we can meet children's social emotional needs are being a good role model. This is really important. We need to say things like, I'm angry and I just need a minute. Because you know what? That's exactly what we want the children around us to do. We want to hear them say, I'm angry, instead of throwing something across the room. We want to hear them say, I'm angry and I need some space from you, instead of pushing people away or hitting people. And we really have the power to teach them that by doing it ourselves. I'm so happy, I would love a hug, or I'm so mad, you know what, I need a little space from you so I can take some deep breaths and calm down. That's a really beautiful way to be a role model to the kids around us in a really positive way. The other thing we want to do is encourage expression of emotions. We might say, ooh, it looks like you're really mad that he took that toy from you, or ooh, that looks like when she said those unkind words, it hurt your feelings. We might need to give them those words, but we want to encourage that they are able to express them, and even the negative ones. We're never going to say, only babies cry, boys don't cry, stop acting like a girl. Anything like that. If they're crying, they're crying. Let's deal with it. Let's find out why, and let's work through it. At the end, we might say something like, you know what, I know you were sad when he took that toy from you, but he apologized and he gave it back. So now we can all be all done crying. And that be a more positive way to really handle, something like crying. Giving a child a safe place to be mad, sad, frustrated, any of those negative emotions that people don't like to see. Let's give them a really safe place to go and squeeze a ball, or even, if it's a really emotional kid, hit a beanbag or a pillow. I remember one of my children, when they were 1 year old, would get so mad, and they just didn't have all those words yet. They were so tiny, and they would bite. And so I ended up having to give them something. I let them bite their blankies. It was either that or their brother or their sister. So we changed to bite, and a few more months, and they were able to say, no, stop, and that really took care of that. But for a few months, we needed something else that was safe for them to do. And then reading books about feelings. Jamie Lee Curtis has a few great ones. I think one's called I Feel Silly. Some really great books that you might want to check out from her. And then lastly, I really wanted to include some local resources. The first one is to help you understand why social emotional learning, what it is, and why it's so important. So this is the Alaska ICE website, or Association of Alaska School Boards Initiative for Community Engagement, and they really go through what social emotional learning is, why it's important to see in the classroom, and why your classroom teachers for your kids or at your local schools might be talking about it, and then some learning about it in Alaska, which is always really important. So this is a great website to start with. The next one is the Best Beginnings Alaska website, and it includes some really great activities. I love this website because it gives you activities that you can do at home or in the classroom in all of the areas of child development, including physical, social, emotional, gross motor, all those kind of things. It breaks it down by age, and then it breaks it down by the development category, and so I really love that you could go right on here and choose one of these and have a great activity to do at home with your child or in a classroom. The next website I chose was Thread. Thread's a great support place here in Anchorage. You can get support from them, you can get a ton of information, and you can also get training. I used to work in the same building as Thread, and it was called Child Care Connection them, and that is why I know about them. And something they did was they offered parent groups and parent classes, which I think are amazing. They also did trainings for child care professionals. So, you know, they might do a social emotional training, and if you feel like there's something that you need to know more about as a professional, this is a great place to go. And then the last two are if you have concerns about your child or a child around you not meeting those milestones. The first place you can go is Denali Family Services. Denali Family Services is in Anchorage, and they are a mental health group that works with severely emotionally disturbed diagnoses in kids, and they are now expanding to the whole family. So they are a great place to go if you feel like you really need some real help with the kiddo you've got. The last resource I have is Focus, which is located in Eagle River. They have an amazing infant learning program and early intervention program. And if you are, this is a great place to call to maybe get a first assessment. Someone to come into your home and take a look at your child or a child that you know, and do an assessment and see if there are milestones being met or not. Here's one last look at my resources. I hope you guys have enjoyed my presentation and that you're able to put a few things in your toolbox to use with all those wonderful kiddos we're going to be working with.